Hi, my name's Ben Hudson. I'm the course team leader for applied sport at Diploma Sixth Form College. I thought I'd take this opportunity to run you through this year's summer work, the 2020 summer work. Question I get from a lot of students is why do we set summer work? And the reasons are fairly straightforward. We want you to demonstrate a passion for sport. The reason we hope you chose sport at Diploma Sixth Form College is because you've got a basic level of passion for sport. So we want to know about sport that you're passionate about. It helps us give you an idea of the kind of expectations and the kind of standards that we're expecting. It gives us an opportunity to provide you with some feedback and give you that feedback loop, something that's going to be really important to you in your 2 years at Diploma Sixth Form College. We're going to introduce the concept of referencing to you. Some of you will know what that is, some of you will be coming across referencing for the first time. And it enables, really, the main priority behind this, it enables you to set a really positive first impression. So we hope you give it your all and really give us your passion for sport and really show some serious effort in this submission, because it really will set the first impression. In terms of the description for the task, so a couple of parts here for you to run through. So we want you to identify a sport of choice that you have a knowledge of, either through your own participation or because you have an interest in that sport. For me, it would be hockey or football. Last year we had summer work as diverse as horse racing, right through to marathon, endurance running. So please, talk about a sport that you're interested in, either because you participate or you watch it. What we want you to do is to discuss various aspects of your sport by choosing 3 of the topics down the side. I'll run you through those. So this is quite a current issues type task. When I say current issues, that's a core unit from year 1. So what you'll find is if you produce a really nice piece of work here, it will tie into the current issues unit. You may be able to use it for that assessment in current issues. Some of the areas you can look at are sexism, racism, commercialisation. We might look at media coverage, violence and deviance. So if we, for example, talked about football, we might have sexism in football. We might talk about how the England football team for the females are treated quite differently and have different experience of being in international football in terms of the quality of travelling economy as opposed to first class, like the England men's team do, the quality of hotels they stay in, and is that inherent sexism? Why does that happen? We might talk about racism or commercialisation. Commercialisation is the business of sport. Now, how is COVID-19 going to impact the business of sport? Lots of articles out there at the moment talking about the financial impact of COVID-19 and the fact that we've got to socially distance. People can't go to pay on the gate to go and watch a football match. That's going to really impact not just your Premier League clubs, but certainly Championship, your lower league clubs. You may talk about violence or deviance. Now that could be supporter violence, it could be player violence, and it could be deviance in the form of cheating. So it might be drug scandals within your sport. We have 3 grade criteria which very much tie into the kind of grade criteria we will use on the course. So we have a pass, a merit and a distinction. Now they're incrementally a little bit more challenging than the one before. So the pass criteria, which we expect everybody to achieve, is that you will identify recent examples in your chosen sport to cover the topics from the list above. So the list we've just discussed, identify examples and really just describe and talk through those examples. For the merit, we want to know about the wider effects that some of those examples have had on your sport. So not only just identifying the example and describing what the issue was, what were the effects of that example. The distinction requires you to look at positive and negative effects, and also just have a look at what governing bodies are doing. What are some of the initiatives that are being put in place to help overcome some of those barriers? So what are the Premier League doing at the moment and the FA doing in order to help struggling clubs who are struggling from a commercial standpoint? You know, what are some of the schemes that are being put in place to help those clubs survive? It would be one example. In terms of top tips, what we want you to do is try and stick to a word limit. So we've set a 1200 word limit. Sounds a lot, but it won't be. Now we want you to really stick to that quite rigorously. So if you go over 16, 17, 1800, what we want you to do is trim it down and write concisely and precisely. Focus on the quality of your written work and use as much specialist language as possible. So avoid colloquialisms, write in an academic manner. Use a range of relevant sporting examples to demonstrate knowledge. We've already discussed that. That's absolutely essential to the pass and the merit criteria. So incorporate examples. That's going to be a core element of any unit you study on with us at Long Run, is that you develop a point, you link it to a sporting example. Please evidence any research or resources used. So this is what I was talking about earlier, this is referencing. So what we like students to do is show a wide range of research in their submissions to show that you've read around the subject area and that you really understand it in quite a lot of depth. Now, referencing could be from websites, high quality websites. It could be from textbooks, magazines, journals, but we would like you to read and to incorporate information from a wide range of sources, so really go to town on that. List the resources and cite the information that you've used within your submission. Work must be word process, guys. We got one or two that submitted by pen and paper last year and did it handwritten. What we really want to do is show us your ICT skills. So word process it, make it look neat, use one type of font and present it well. Show some care and attention in your presentation. And finally, as we said earlier, it's your first opportunity to create a really positive impression. Believe me, we use this as our first diagnostic sort of assessment with you guys, and it really forms our first impressions of who you are, and what sort of targets and standards you're setting for yourself on the course here. Good luck. I hope you find it an interesting task. Don't let it overwhelm you. Choose 3 or 4 core areas that you really want to write about, and write because you enjoy writing about it and because you enjoy writing about your sport. I look forward to meeting you in September. Have a good summer.